Hi everybody, and welcome to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. For this video, I have just one story for you guys that has 4 updates. So if you want to get started with this saga right away, then just use the timestamps that are below the video. Now, I would like to thank all of you that support me in so many different ways. It really means a lot to me, so thank you. And if this is the first time watching one of my videos and you like it, then consider subscribing to the channel and joining us on Discord. Now let's get started with this 5-part saga. This post is from the subreddit Relationship Advice, and it's from user What to Do Bedroom. I, 28, think my girlfriend, 26, has been using my gym socks to wipe after going to the bathroom. I live a pretty normal life, and I thought so did my girlfriend. We've been together for a few months, and after things got serious, we moved in together. We started sharing a lot of the household responsibilities. But the one thing she was adamant about doing was the laundry. She would come home and find me in the bedroom getting the laundry together and would quickly ask me to go do something else. I'd come back to finish the laundry and she would have already started it. I always thought it was sweet and never her job to do it alone. But hey, if it makes her happy to do it all the time, I wouldn't stop her. This is where it takes a turn for the weird. I keep all my socks and underwear in the bottom drawer of my dresser. I also go to the gym frequently, so I always keep a good supply of clean socks ready to go. I never kept count, but I know by just a visual glance I have several pairs. This morning when I went to grab a fresh pair to pack for the gym, I noticed there were several dress socks, but no gym socks. Again, not weird, they must have been in the laundry. I went to check the laundry basket and it was empty. So I checked the washing machine and dryer. Both were empty. I couldn't figure out where all of my gym socks had gone, so I did the very natural thing of asking my girlfriend what happened to them. After all, she is the one who does the laundry all the time. She went silent, turned red, and ran out of the room. When I went after her to see if she was okay, she wouldn't talk to me. I told her I wasn't mad, I was just looking for my socks. She kinda mumbled, "I don't know." I still wasn't mad, of course, but I was super confused. Socks just don't disappear. So I asked her again, even laughed about it, and she just looked at me and got mad and said, "I'll buy you new ones." The first thought that went through my head was that she had somehow managed to destroy my socks while washing them. I thought the side of that was actually pretty funny, so I joked with her about ruining my socks. Wrong thing to say. She started immediately crying, like full-on sobbing. At this point, I don't care about the socks anymore. I want to know what's wrong with my girlfriend. I sat down next to her on the bed and put my arm around her and asked her if she was okay. She just kept saying she was sorry and that she would buy me new socks. I tried assuring her again it was okay, even went so far as to say I would buy new socks and she didn't have to. I sat with her for a few minutes trying to calm her down and eventually had to get ready for work. I told her I loved her and got my things together to leave for the day. On my way out, I grabbed the garbage to take outside. When I go outside, I lifted the lid of the garbage can and I noticed a small plastic bag sitting on top of the garbage already in there. I could see through the bag, kind of semi-see-through ones. There were socks in the bag. Since I was sure she had somehow managed to ruin the socks washing them, I wanted to see for myself. I opened the bag and immediately regretted my choice. There, inside the bag, were several pairs of my gym socks covered in what looked like poop. As soon as the smell hit me, I knew it was poop. 1. We don't own any pets. 2. We don't have any kids. 3. Whose poop was on my socks? Work could wait. I couldn't go the rest of the day wondering why my gym socks were covered in poop and inside a plastic bag in the garbage can. I grabbed the bag and walked back inside. As soon as my girlfriend saw the bag, she flipped out and started yelling at me. She said I shouldn't be going through the garbage and that I was disgusting for bringing it back into the house. I asked her to calm down and that I just wanted an answer as to why there was poop on my socks. I wasn't blaming her for anything, but she started accusing me of blaming her. That's when it clicked. I don't know what it was that led me to ask this, but everything leading up to this moment had just been so crazy. I asked her, "Is this your poop?" She started sobbing again and ran out of the house. I didn't go after her this time. So now I'm sitting on my bed with a bag of poopy socks on the floor and a lot of questions in my head. The only conclusion is that she used them after going to the bathroom, which alone has its own set of questions above everything else. I sent her a text asking her to come back. She hasn't responded yet. I don't even know what I'm going to say when and if she gets back. Oof, OP, this whole situation stinks, man. I'm so sorry you have to go through this crap. Also, ew, throw the socks away. Don't sit in your bedroom with a bag full of poopy socks, man. Come on. Honestly, I don't know what else to say except I would recommend for OP to figure out why is there poop on the socks and if it is actually his girlfriend's poop. Now, the good thing is that OP has given us 3 different updates to this whole situation. So let's continue with the first one. I had to leave for work and I'm now at work. Yes, I threw away the bag of poopy socks. She texted me back and she's clearly embarrassed but felt she owed me an explanation. She said she didn't want to talk about it in person and that we could discuss it over texting and to not bring it up in person. I'm condensing the conversation and filling in some gaps as best as I can. Her responses were super short, but I'm getting the idea. I flat out asked her if it was a fetish. It is not a fetish. She confessed to using the socks after going to the bathroom. I found the reason she always does the laundry is that she was hiding the fact that she uses socks to wipe with, primarily her own. I had no reason to question the number of socks she ever has because who pays attention to that kind of thing? She thought I would notice and think it was weird since she doesn't own many socks. She admitted she has done this for a long time. Her reasoning, as best as I can understand, is that because she is a germaphobe, her words, she is afraid toilet paper will tear and is afraid of getting her hands messy in any way. She uses socks because it covers her entire hand. After she's done with them, she throws them away. She used mine because she didn't have other socks. So my girlfriend has a fear of getting poop on her hands, so she wipes with socks and has done so for a long time. It could be worse, I guess. I hope we can laugh about this later. I'm trying to find the humor in it now, but I'm still weirded out. Okay, so now we know why the socks had poop on them. I have to say that while reading this update, I came up with 2 ways as to how she can avoid having to throw so many socks away. The first one is that if you are going to use the sock to cover your hand, well, at least grab some toilet paper so you can clean with the toilet paper and not have to throw away the sock. Now, if the sock does get dirty in that process, of course, toss it. But I don't think she needs to wipe directly with the sock. The other solution would be buy a box of rubber gloves, disposable rubber gloves, the surgical ones. Put one on, take toilet paper, clean your butt. If the toilet paper tears, then you just get poop on the glove, which you throw away anyways. And maybe to make it environmentally friendly, use latex rubber gloves because those are biodegradable. In any case, and before we continue with the next update, one question I have for you is, would this be a deal breaker for you? Yes, it is expensive, probably because you need to buy a lot of socks. Yes, it is weird because it goes against the conventional way of cleaning your butt with toilet paper. But just for argument's sake, let's say your partner does this. Would you end your relationship because of something like this? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the next update. I've had a lot of time to think about what happened. I've also read through a lot of the comments. Thank you to everyone who gave me advice on what to do. There's been a lot of development and a few requests to follow up, so here it goes. It's whatever at this point. We had been texting off and on all evening. As promised, I agreed to not bring it up in person. When I got home after work, her car was in the driveway and her sister's car was there as well. I was a little nervous not knowing what I might be walking into, but overall, I just wanted to get whatever was going to happen over with. When I walked in, it was clear so did she. Her sister was helping her pack up her things. I didn't know what to say, but I never expected this. I honestly thought everything was going to be okay when I got home. Her sister just looked at me and didn't say anything. I walked by her sister and went into the bedroom where my girlfriend was. She didn't say anything either. She didn't even look at me. If she was going to leave, I at least wanted us to have a discussion about it. Everything I had read in the comments about buying a bidet and OCD led me to believe there might be more to all of this than I had considered. I started to talk and she just threw down the hangers of clothes and screamed at me, "You put this online? I told you to not talk about it." Her sister ran into the room and told me to just leave until they were gone. She then accused me of cheating. What? This whole thing has been crazy, and I felt like I had dealt with a lot up to this point, but man, that was it. I snapped. I told her sister I had never cheated, not once. I would never cheat on her. Enough was enough. I told her sister the reason she was there was because earlier I had found out my girlfriend had been going to the bathroom and wiping herself with my socks. Everything went silent, like no one said a word. Out of nowhere, they both start crying. Her sister started yelling at me and told me I shouldn't be talking about things I don't understand. When I asked her what in the world she was talking about, she kept on yelling at me and shouted back that it was normal and that I need to mind my own business. 1. Her sister knows about it. She did not know I posted on Reddit about it. 2. Her sister thinks it's normal. 3. I need to mind my own business? They are my socks. I'd stood there all kinds of messed up, so I just left. I went to a buddy's house and stayed the night. I also called off work today. I went home and all her stuff is gone. I didn't text her back. I'm done. To clarify a few things, she insisted on doing laundry to keep my suspicion of her not having many socks at rest. She told me last night through text she always throws away the socks and never washed them. She reaffirmed it's not a fetish. She won't try a bidet because she doesn't want poop water splashing on her. I can't keep up with the comments. I'm pooped. I'm trying to find humor in this because I'm really upset. Sad face. So, yeah. Okay, now we've got more information. The sister knows about it, thinks it's normal, and also got upset because OP found out. So what do you guys think we've got here? Do you think this is some sort of aviator germaphobe kind of thing? You know, like Howard Hughes' mom told him since he was little that he needs to be careful with the germs and stuff, and now both sisters do the same thing? And a side question would be, does the sister also use socks or does she use something else? Feel free to speculate in the comment section. Now let's move back to the main story. This next update is 1 year after the one that we just read. Like the title says, and whether people like it or not, we are back together. 1. She knows I'm going to propose, I just don't know how yet. 2. The sock thing is still an issue, but I love her, so who am I to say what's right and wrong? Things settled down and we got back in touch through a mutual friend. She was reluctant to see me because she was still mad and embarrassed. I sat on everything for a long time but couldn't shake how I felt about her. I worked really hard to try and look past the sock stuff and eventually broke down one night. When I saw her next, I told her in the end I didn't care about her bathroom choices, but that I did care about her. She was still reluctant and kept me at a distance for several weeks, but finally started getting closer to me. When I suspected things could get serious again, I did have a long talk with her. I wanted her to know I respected her privacy and her choices, but if we're going to make this work, she needed to respect my belongings. She agreed and finally apologized. We're now at a point in our relationship where we've been talking marriage. She wants a nice wedding and so do I. The only problem we can see is that her sister refuses to want to have anything to do with me. This is a problem because she and her sister are really close and she doesn't want there to be any conflict. Her sister has refused multiple times to come over for dinner or even just agree to meet with me so I can explain to her what's changed. So I'm back on Reddit asking for advice since everyone helped me the first time. How can we solve this? Now, before we move on with the final update, which tells us the answer to this question of how they can solve this, I just want to share with you 2 comments to this particular post. Madia says, put the ring inside one of her socks. Now, I just had to share that one because, let's face it, it's funny. But the second one is from user Deleted. And they said, dude, I've just read some of your responses and good lord, please do not put your head in the sand about this issue. Marriage is going to throw you a lot of curveballs, and are you just going to ignore those too? Have you guys discussed having kids? There's a hell of a lot of poop, hers and theirs, on that occasion. Please go into this fully informed. You're a fool and doing her a disservice if you don't. Now, since OP wants to marry his girlfriend, the point that this person raises is incredibly important. If they have kids, there is going to be a lot of poop. Is OP going to be expected to clean up every single time? What happens if he's at work when this happens? Because that is going to happen. Are they going to hire a nanny to take care of all that stuff? Is she going to take care of this or get over her phobia? I don't think so. Does she expect him to be a stay-at-home dad and he can take care of this thing? And the reason I wanted to read that particular part of the comment is because it's funny that something so trivial like changing a baby's diaper and wiping their butt can become such a huge deal in a situation like this. So let me know in the comment section what you think about this particular issue, and now let's move on to the last and final update where OP lets us know if the wedding went through or not. Maybe she was right. Now, this was posted last year when everybody went crazy about toilet paper because of COVID and you couldn't find it on the shelves, so OP decided to have some fun with this, but what we know from the caption, maybe she was right, is that the relationship didn't continue and that was it. That was the end of it. In any case, apparently OP took it in stride and is now laughing about it, so hopefully he's in a good place right now. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I certainly did reading them to you. So if you did, then go ahead and give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and become a member of our Discord community that just keeps growing and it is fantastic. And like I said in the beginning of the video, all of the relevant links are in the video description below, so be sure to check them out. And finally, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys enjoy this content, so thank you once again. And having said all that, I will see you guys in the next video.